Ariana Hol stepped into the towering glass lobby of Titan Global Investments like a woman carrying the weight of nations and the quiet grace to match it. The building was designed to intimidate, hundreds of feet of glass and steel stabbing into the clouds, neon numbers crawling across digital tickers, the heavy heartbeat of money echoing from every corner. Titan Global didn't just manage wealth. Titan Global defined it. The lobby was a living beast, phones buzzing, heels clicking, keyboards clattering in manic rhythms. Analysts whispered P/E ratios like gospel. Executives moved like they had stocks strapped to their chests. Market data streamed down huge screens, painting the marble in shifting blue and red light. But the moment Ariana entered, the energy didn't welcome her. It shifted. Not with respect, with suspicion. Heads turned. Eyes narrowed. Someone muttered behind a hand. Another tilted their chin up just a bit, a silent question wrapped in judgment. Because what they saw wasn't power. Not to them. They saw a black woman. Alone. No entourage. No visible badge. No designer heels cutting the floor like an announcement of status. Just a clean black blazer, a simple white blouse, and a briefcase that didn't scream brand name. Just purpose. To them, she didn't fit the image of power they worship. And because she didn't look like what they thought authority should look like, they decided she had none. Working near the reception podium was Marissa Clyde, the floor's operations manager, known for two things: her polished veneer and her razor-sharp insults. She had the face of someone who believed her position granted her the right to decide who deserved dignity and who didn't. She turned the very second she noticed Ariana, and her lips curled. Not in greeting, in condescension. Her heels hit the floor with the exact rhythm of a countdown to disrespect as she crossed the marble toward Ariana. Click, click, click. The lobby seemed to hold its breath. "You can stop right there," Marissa snapped, her voice slicing through the morning buzz. "Authorized personnel only. This entrance is not for visitors." Ariana paused, not startled, not offended, just quietly observing. "I'm here to meet with senior leadership," Ariana said calmly. Marissa laughed, loudly, specifically so others could enjoy the show. "Of course you are," she said. "And I'm the Queen of Wall Street." Several employees chuckled on cue. Ariana didn't move. "I have an appointment." "No badge, no appointment, no entry," Marissa barked. "You're clearly lost. Try the public entrance down the block." A few analysts giggled. One of the interns actually stepped out of her way dramatically, as if Ariana might contaminate her shoes simply by passing. Phones were already rising, some pretending to check messages, some not pretending at all, recording, waiting, hungry for humiliation. "Escort her outside," Marissa ordered, signaling a nearby guard with two fingers like she was summoning a pet. "She's already wasting oxygen." The guard looked uncomfortable, but he stepped forward anyway. Orders were orders. Ariana didn't flinch. "Don't touch me," she said softly. Not angry, not afraid, just stating a fact so simple it chilled the air. The guard froze without fully understanding why. Marissa scoffed. "We can do this the easy way, or I can have you thrown out. People like you don't stroll into Titan pretending you matter." The lobby buzzed with delight. Someone whispered, "Ooh, she's done for." Another murmured, "I'm saving this video." Ariana set her briefcase down, slowly, deliberately. Everything stopped, because true power is never loud. It makes others quiet. "You are one step away from losing much more than you realize," Ariana said. Marissa rolled her eyes and gestured dramatically toward the front doors. "Get out." Ariana didn't move, but three figures suddenly appeared on the mezzanine above, three silhouettes in immaculate suits, badges gleaming like authority forged into metal. Their synchronized movement made the room shift. Even Marissa grinned. "Finally," she said. "Security executives. Perfect timing. Take her outside." The trio descended, but they didn't approach Marissa. They formed a protective triangle. Around Ariana, A gasp rippled through the lobby. What's happening? Why are they guarding her? Who is she? One of the executives tapped a secure tablet. Instantly, every screen in the lobby froze. A digital message flashed. Executive-level authority confirmed. All operations, hold. Access lockdown activated. Doors locked. Desks froze. Alarms muted into a heavy, eerie silence. Marissa blinked rapidly. Why are you doing that? She's the intruder. The lead executive turned his tablet toward her so everyone could see. And the words hit like lightning. Ariana Hol, Chief Executive Officer. Titan Global Investments, ***. Phones lowered. Mouths dropped. Someone whispered a prayer. Even the guard stumbled back like he'd almost laid hands on fire. And no, Marissa stuttered. This is a mistake. Ariana took one small step forward. One step that rearranged the entire room's hierarchy. The mistake, she said quietly, was yours. Marissa's face drained of color. Please, Ms. Hol, if I had known. Ariana raised a hand and Marissa fell silent instantly. That sentence, Ariana said, is proof of the problem. A pin could have dropped, and the building would have heard it. A young analyst, one who had giggled earlier, stepped forward trembling. I'm so sorry, she whispered. Ariana didn't lecture her. She simply looked into her eyes and said, Don't apologize to me. Reflect on who you chose to be when you thought no one important was watching. Tears welled. The analyst lowered her head. Ariana turned to the operatives. Initiate Tier 1 accountability review. Effective immediately. Yes, ma'am. Screens across the lobby shifted again. Managerial access. Suspended. Ethics violation investigation activated. All witnesses. Lockdown until review. Marissa stumbled backward, shaking. Ms. Hol, please. Effective immediately, Ariana said calmly. You're done. Her badge flickered, then died. Her access evaporated. Her power dissolved in real time. Marissa covered her mouth, stunned. The building watched silently as Ariana picked up her briefcase, turned toward the executive elevator, and walked away without a single glance back. The glass doors slid open for her alone. Screens flashed one final message. Dignity first. System reset complete. They would never forget it. The day they tried to remove the black CEO who owned it all. The elevator ascended silently. Floor by floor, Ariana's reflection flickered against the mirrored walls. Power contained, not displayed. Control woven into every breath. But beneath that calm surface? Storms. A lifetime of them. People saw her success. They never saw the sacrifices. Growing up in Southside Los Harrell wasn't a childhood. It was survival with homework. The streetlights were broken, but her mind wasn't. She read by flashlight, studied on bus rides, won scholarships no one thought a black girl from her zip code could earn. Then she conquered Ivy League rooms that questioned her right to exist in them. Then Wall Street offices that never expected her to rise beyond assistant level. Then boardrooms full of billionaire men who underestimated the woman they later voted unanimously to lead them. Her entire life was built on one truth. Every place that tried to push her out only helped her sharpen the key she'd used to walk back in. And today's lobby humiliation? It was nothing compared to the storms she survived before the world knew her name. When the elevator reached the top floor, the doors opened to her private hallway, dim, serene, lined with black and gold panels and punctuated with soft floor lighting. But the silence felt off. Not wrong, just heavier. And Ariana felt it immediately. She always did. Her instincts didn't miss things. Not in her life. Not in her company. Not in the people around her. She keyed into her suite. The door swung open. And inside, all the lights were on. Her office screens were awake. A file was pulled up on her central display. One she had never opened. At the top, bold white letters read, Confidential. CEO removal strategy. Draft Revision 3. Prepared by, Redacted. Ariana went still. Completely still. A cold pressure gripped the room, the kind that whispered danger before danger arrived. Someone was planning to take her out. Someone with access. Someone close. She stepped forward, scrolling. And when she saw the name attached to the document, the name of the person orchestrating her downfall, her heart didn't race. It hardened, because the betrayal wasn't coming from Marissa, or the analyst, or the lobby. It wasn't coming from the people who doubted her. It was coming from someone who knew exactly who she was, someone she trusted, promoted, defended, believed in, someone she never expected to turn on her, someone standing right behind her, because she heard the door close softly, footsteps entering her office, and a familiar voice saying, "Ariana, we need to talk." Her eyes lifted, her breath steadied, and she whispered without turning, "So it was you." Ariana Hol moved through the top executive hallway of Titan Global Investments with the kind of quiet command that turned polished marble into a runway and transformed passing glances into held breath. The glass walls reflected her silhouette like a reminder, this place belonged to her. Every inch, every detail, every heartbeat of the empire. But today the air felt off. Not hostile, not chaotic, something worse. Calculated. She entered her private executive suite, the one designed with clean lines, warm woods, smooth lighting, and a panoramic city view that made even billionaires envy her position. Her suitcase clicked against the floor, and only then did Ariana notice the smallest detail on her desk. A silver pen. Not hers. It was placed perfectly straight, centered, deliberate, an object meant to look harmless, but whispering that someone had been there. Someone who wanted her to know. Her jaw tightened. She didn't touch it. Instead, she walked to the massive window overlooking the skyline. The city shimmered, busy and ignorant of the storm brewing at the top of its tallest tower. She inhaled slowly. Marissa Clyde was handled. The lobby humiliation was over. But the method, the timing, the precision of how everything spiraled today, it wasn't random. Someone orchestrated it. Someone with access, influence, and agenda. Someone who knew her schedule. Someone who knew Marissa's ego could be weaponized. Someone who wanted her embarrassed in public. And the most painful truth. Someone close. A soft knock at the door broke her thoughts. "Ari? You okay?" "I heard what happened downstairs." Ariana didn't turn around. She didn't need to. The voice was unmistakable. Naomi Ellis. Her friend since Howard University. Her roommate during nights of ramen and ambition. Her confidant during brutal corporate wars. The woman she brought into Titan with her, personally grooming her into Chief Strategy Officer. Naomi stepped inside before being invited, her heels whispering across the floor like unspoken intentions. "I rushed up here as soon as I heard. People are talking, Ari. It's bad." Ariana glanced at her reflection in the glass. Naomi behind her, stylish, beautiful, composed. Always composed. Too composed. Her friend approached slowly. "Are you sure you're okay?" That which Marissa, she humiliated herself more than she humiliated you. Ariana didn't respond. Naomi stepped closer. "You're not saying anything. Please talk to me." Ariana finally turned toward her. "Funny," she said softly. "You arrived fast. Almost as if you knew exactly when everything happened." Naomi blinked, momentarily caught off guard. "I mean, people texted, Ari. The lobby was buzzing. Everyone saw what someone wanted them to see." Ariana's tone wasn't accusing. Not yet. But Naomi's eyes flickered. Just enough. Ariana noticed. Naomi cleared her throat, trying to reclaim her usual warm, supportive tone. "Look, Ari, you're right. Someone is clearly working against you. But you don't need to carry this alone. Let me help." Ariana studied her friend for a long moment. Naomi opened her arms as if expecting a hug. But Ariana didn't step forward. She stepped around her instead. Get some rest, Naomi. I'll handle this. Naomi froze. Her smile twitched, faltered, then returned, too perfect. Of course, she said. I'm here if you need me. Naomi backed toward the door. But just before she left, Ariana saw it. That tiny flash of something in her gaze. Victory. The door clicked shut. Ariana exhaled. And whispered, I know it was you. Ariana picked up her secure phone and dialed a number she rarely used. A deep voice answered instantly. CEO Hol. Khalid, she said. I need a covert internal audit. Strictly silent. Focus on executive communications, security overrides, and schedule manipulation for the last 10 days. Khalid Al-Munir, Titan's head of internal intelligence, did not ask why. Yes, ma'am. Shadow protocol. Full shadow. There was a pause. Ariana, that level targets top brass. Including board members. Including Naomi. I know. Another pause. Understood. I'll begin now. She hung up. Now, the game had officially begun. By evening, Ariana received the first wave of intelligence. Encrypted message. Single line. Shadow Protocol Phase 1 complete. You were rerouted. A hidden attachment followed. A detailed report showing that her calendar, which normally only 3 people had access to, her assistant, HR, and Naomi, was altered. Her meeting location earlier that day was intentionally changed to take her through the lobby rather than the private executive entrance. Her badge access was temporarily tampered with. Her security ID didn't register for 3 minutes, the exact window in which Marissa confronted her. It wasn't coincidence. It wasn't system failure. Someone wanted her humiliated on camera. Ariana closed her eyes. The betrayal tasted metallic. The next night, Naomi invited her to dinner at their favorite rooftop restaurant, a place they used to dream about when they were broke students with nothing but vision and caffeine. Ariana accepted. She needed to see Naomi's face. She needed to hear her voice when she lied. Naomi wore a deep emerald dress that shimmered with the city lights, her makeup soft and natural, her smile polished. You look tired, Ari, she said, touching her arm gently. Stressful day. Interesting choice of words. Stressful day. Singular. Not days. Not weeks. Naomi knew something specific had happened. Ariana gave a faint smile. I'll manage. Naomi ordered wine. Ariana stuck to sparkling water. Naomi leaned forward, her expression full of faux concern. Are you sure you're okay after all that drama in the lobby? People are still buzzing. You know how this place is. Ariana met her gaze. How is it? Naomi shrugged. Judgmental. Cutthroat. Filled with people who want to see us fall. Ariana held her stare. And some who help us fall. Naomi's smile stiffened. What are you saying? Ariana didn't break eye contact. I'm saying the enemy is close. Very close. Naomi's jaw tightened the slightest bit, an involuntary reaction she couldn't hide. I hope, Naomi said carefully, you don't think that's me. Ariana kept her voice soft. I hope not. Naomi looked wounded. Perfectly wounded. She leaned back dramatically, exhaling like a friend betrayed by suspicion. Ari, after everything we've been through? You think I would ever? Ariana cut her off gently. We'll talk later. Naomi swallowed. For the first time since they sat down, she looked uncertain. At 2 a.m., Ariana returned to her penthouse suite, floor-to-ceiling windows, minimalist design, and a quiet that felt heavier tonight. She sat at the edge of her bed, removed her heels, and opened her laptop. Khalid had sent another message. More irregularities. More evidence. Files deleted. Access logs altered. Security feeds cut during critical moment. A private meeting between Naomi and the chairman 2 days before the incident. Ariana felt something break inside her. Not anger. Grief. She had loved Naomi like a sister. She had lifted her. Protected her. Trusted her. Now Naomi was orchestrating her downfall. Why? Ariana closed her laptop slowly. She couldn't confront Naomi yet. Not without irrefutable evidence. Not without understanding the full scope of the conspiracy. Not without knowing if others were involved. She needed to play along. She needed Naomi to feel safe, confident, untouchable, because that was the only way to reveal her true hand. The chess match had begun. The next morning, Ariana walked into the executive boardroom. Naomi was already there, flipping through documents, smiling as if nothing were wrong. "Ari, good morning," she chirped, masking tension with enthusiasm. Ariana smiled warmly. "Naomi, I need you to spearhead a sensitive project with me." Naomi's eyes gleamed, curiosity, ambition, hunger. "Of course. What's the project?" Ariana slid a folder across the table. Naomi opened it. Her pupils shrank when she read the first page. Internal Culture and Ethics Review. Led by Ariana Hol and Naomi Ellis. Scope: all senior executives. Naomi held the folder a little too tight. "This is big," she whispered. "Yes," Ariana replied calmly. "And I trust you." Naomi nodded, but something flickered in her gaze. Panic. "Good." Ariana continued. "I want you to personally interview all department heads. Ask about leadership behavior, abuses of authority, ethical concerns, toxic patterns, discrimination, everything." Naomi swallowed hard. This could expose some sensitive dynamics. "That's the point." Naomi closed the folder, forcing a smile. "Okay. I'll start today." Ariana stood. "Good. And Naomi?" "Yes. Work carefully. People reveal more than they realize when they feel watched." Naomi hesitated. Then she left the room, and Ariana finally allowed her expression to drop. The trap was set. That afternoon, Ariana received an unexpected message. Encrypted. Unsigned. Just coordinates and a time. 10 p.m. Pier 47. A location she hadn't visited in years. Where she and Naomi used to sit during college, dreaming of building empires, watching the water ripple under the moonlight. Ariana stared at the message for a long moment. If Naomi was unraveling, she might reach out. If Naomi was panicking, she might attempt manipulation. If Naomi suspected Ariana knew anything, she might make her move. Ariana texted back one word. Understood. The night smelled of salt, cold air, and secret. Ariana stood at the pier, the breeze brushing her face, city lights shimmering behind her. Her coat hugged her figure as she waited silently. Footsteps approached. She turned. Naomi. Her friend wore a long coat, hair tied back, expression unreadable. "You came," Naomi said softly. "You invited me," Ariana replied. Naomi stepped closer. "I've been thinking, Ari. About us. About Titan. About everything." Ariana stayed silent. Naomi exhaled shakily. "This company, it changes people. Makes them ambitious. Makes them desperate. Sometimes I don't know who I'm becoming." Ariana tilted her head. "And who is that?" Naomi's eyes glistened. "A friend trying not to lose you." Ariana almost believed her. Almost. But she saw it, the tremor of guilt, the edge of fear, the hint of deceit. "I want us to trust each other," Naomi whispered. "Like before." Ariana stepped closer. "Then tell me the truth." Naomi froze. "What truth?" "Why you're meeting with the chairman behind my back." Naomi inhaled sharply. "Ari, and why you altered my schedule." Naomi's breath caught. "And why you orchestrated the humiliation in the lobby." Naomi took a step back. "I didn't." Ariana held her gaze, eyes soft, voice steady. "I'm giving you one chance to tell the truth." Naomi's lips trembled. But then, her expression hardened. Just a flicker. Barely noticeable. But Ariana saw it. Naomi forced a smile. Soft, apologetic, trembling. "Ari, you're stressed. You're seeing threats everywhere." "I would never." Ariana nodded slowly. "Okay." Naomi relaxed. Too quickly. "Let's go back," Ariana said. Naomi walked beside her. Ariana didn't look back, but her heart broke quietly. Naomi had made her choice. The betrayal was real, and the knife was still in her back. The next days unfolded like a silent war. Naomi grew more anxious. Her lies got sloppier, her movements more desperate. She began meeting privately with senior leaders, trying to win them, trying to perfect her narrative, trying to build quiet alliances. Meanwhile, Ariana executed her counterplay with surgical precision. As she reassigned key reports, as she restructured access permissions, as she monitored executive communication channels, as she updated board members with curated summaries, as she used Naomi's ethics review to gather hidden loyalties, Naomi didn't realize she was cornering herself, and Ariana made sure she believed everything was still under control. Ariana never accused, never questioned, never confronted, just watched, because the most dangerous place for an enemy is where they think they are safe. On the fourth day, Naomi made her mistake. She sent a message to a board member. "She's distracted. Now is the time." She meant to send it encrypted. She didn't. It went through Titan's standard messaging system, directly flagged by internal monitoring, straight to Ariana. Ariana stared at the message on her phone. Her pulse didn't rise. Her breath didn't change. She simply stood up and said, "It's time." Ariana walked into the boardroom, silent, composed. Naomi was already inside, chatting with two senior board members, confidence blooming like she'd already won. She turned, smiling. "Good morning, Ari." Ariana approached slowly. "Naomi," she said softly, "we need to talk." Naomi's smile brightened. But then, the door closed behind her. Khalid entered. 3 executive security officers followed. Naomi's smile faltered. "Ari, what's going on?" Ariana stepped forward. "Calm. Weapon silent. Unshakable." "Naomi Ellis," she said softly, "your access has been suspended." Naomi's face drained. "What? Why?" Ariana slid her phone across the table. The message Naomi mistakenly sent glowed on the screen. Her betrayal, in her own words. Naomi staggered backward. "Ari, it's not what it looks like." But Ariana didn't respond. Because behind Naomi, the boardroom screen lit up. A video, time-stamped, clear as daylight. Naomi meeting the chairman. Naomi altering Ariana's schedule. Naomi ordering Marissa to confront her. Naomi orchestrating the entire humiliation. The final shot. Naomi smiling and whispering, "She won't see this coming." Naomi collapsed into a chair. "Oh my God. Ari, please. I can explain." Ariana stared at her. Not with anger, with heartbreak. "Did you really believe," Ariana whispered, "that I wouldn't see the knife you held?" Naomi sobbed. The boardroom looked on, stunned. Ariana turned away. "Remove her." Security stepped forward. Naomi screamed, "Ariana, please. We're family." Ariana didn't turn around. She simply said, "You should have remembered that before you betrayed me." Naomi was dragged out, crying, begging. The door slammed shut. Ariana exhaled. But then, something happened. The boardroom screen flickered. Static. Then a new file opened. Unknown origin. A single sentence appeared. "This was never just Naomi. Someone else is coming for you." Ariana's eyes widened. She leaned forward slowly. But before she could read more, the screen went black. The sun rose over Titan Global Investments like it wasn't aware of the war that was about to begin. The lobby, once full of arrogance, gossip, and blind confidence, was now silent. The employees who had mocked Ariana just days earlier moved carefully, cautiously, like people waiting for an approaching storm they could feel in their bones. Because today the truth would finally come out. Behind the top-floor glass, Ariana Hol sat at the head of the long obsidian conference table, calm as winter. She had barely slept. Not because she was afraid, she wasn't. But because betrayal doesn't stab the body. It stabs the memory. Across from her sat Naomi Ellis, wearing makeup that couldn't hide the guilt underneath. Naomi kept her eyes lowered, her fingers twisted in her lap. She hadn't spoken since security escorted her upstairs. The board members filed in one by one, each carrying the same nervous energy. Because today's meeting wasn't scheduled. This was an emergency summons from the CEO. And everyone knew. Ariana Hol didn't call emergencies. She ended them. When the last chair slid into place, Ariana stood. The room stilled. "Before we begin," she said, her voice soft but sharp enough to cut steel, "I want to thank all of you for attending. Today will be clarifying." A few board members exchanged nervous glances. But Ariana wasn't looking at them. She was looking at Naomi, her friend, her sister, her betrayer. The cameras around the room were already rolling. 3 of Ariana's legal officers stood in the back, silent witnesses. "Naomi," Ariana said, "please stand." Naomi hesitated, her breath shaking. "Ariana, please." "Stand," Ariana repeated. Naomi rose slowly. Ariana tapped the console built into the table. Screens illuminated across the room. Footage, documents, emails, meeting logs, an entire wall of evidence. "State your name for the record," Ariana said. Naomi swallowed hard. "Naomi Ellis. And your position at Titan Global Investments?" "I'm Chief Strategic Officer." "And who appointed you to that role?" "You did." A flicker of pain crossed Ariana's eyes, but it never reached her voice. "Yes," she said softly. "I did." The board stiffened. They sensed what was coming, but they weren't ready for it. Ariana pressed another button. Audio filled the room. A recording captured from Naomi's private meeting with the rival firms. Naomi's voice echoed. "Ariana thinks she's untouchable, but she forgets who knows her. When the board sees how unstable she's become, they'll replace her. I can run this company better than she ever could." Gasps broke around the table. Naomi covered her mouth. "Ariana, that wasn't, I didn't." Ariana raised one hand. Silence fell. "I offered you power," Ariana said quietly. "And you sold me for your ambition." Naomi shook her head, tears forming. No, I was cornered. They threatened to." "Stop," Ariana said, cutting through the air. "I gave you every opportunity. Every room I entered, I opened the door for you." She stepped closer. "Every table they tried to shut me out of, I pulled you in beside me." She wasn't yelling. She didn't need to. Her calm was more terrifying than rage. "And the moment you felt overlooked," she said, "you didn't talk to me. You didn't confront me. You didn't negotiate." Ariana looked directly into Naomi's eyes. "You betrayed me." Naomi buckled to her knees. "Ariana, please, listen." "I did listen," Ariana said softly. "For months, I listened. To every whisper, every suspicious move, every shift in loyalty. I saw the signs." The board froze. Because if Ariana knew months ago, then this wasn't chaos. It was strategy. A chess match. And Ariana had been 10 moves ahead. Ariana turned to the board. "You all wondered why I made certain moves," she said. "Transfers, audits, system upgrades, loyalty tests." She pointed to the glowing screens. "You thought I was reorganizing." Her eyes hardened. "I was preparing." A legal officer stepped forward and placed a folder on the table. Ariana opened it. "This," she said, "is a signed statement from our cybersecurity team, confirming unauthorized extraction of Titan Global's proprietary models." Naomi's knees gave out. She collapsed fully, sobbing. Ariana didn't look away. "And this," she continued, holding up another sheet, "is proof Naomi met secretly with Chairman Hale and 2 outside investors." Board members tensed. Even they hadn't known that. And finally, Ariana lifted the last document. "This is the authorization from the Department of Financial Conduct to proceed with internal prosecution." Naomi screamed. "Ariana, please, don't do this. Please." Ariana looked at her. Not cruelly, not emotionally, but like a leader choosing duty over heart. "Naomi," she said quietly, "I didn't betray you. You betrayed yourself." Then she said the words that ended a decade of friendship. "Naomi Ellis, you are hereby terminated. Your access is revoked. Security will escort you out, and a federal inquiry will begin immediately." Naomi lunged forward, but 3 security officers blocked her. Her screams echoed down the hall as she was dragged out, and Ariana stood perfectly still, not triumphant, not gloating, simply resolute. Once Naomi was gone, chaos erupted. Board members argued. Some panicked. Some tried to distance themselves. Some tried to claim innocence. Ariana raised her hand again. Silence returned instantly. "Let me be clear," she said. "This wasn't just Naomi's betrayal." She looked around the room. Some eyes darted away. Some froze. Because guilt has a way of revealing itself without word. "In the days ahead," Ariana said, "every communication will be audited. Every alliance reviewed. Every motive examined." Her gaze sharpened. "If you stood with Naomi, I will know." A cold shiver spread across the room. One board member began sweating. Another shifted nervously. Another clenched their fist. Ariana saw everything, but she said nothing more. Not yet. She turned to the window. The city skyline burned with morning light behind her. "This company forgot what leadership looks like," she said softly. "Today we remember." When the meeting ended, Ariana stepped out onto the rooftop helipad, her sanctuary. The wind whipped against her face, carrying the weight of what she'd just done. She had destroyed the person she once loved like family. But leadership isn't about protecting comfort. It's about protecting truth. A soft voice came from behind her. "Ma'am." It was the legal officer who had stood by her during the investigation. "Everything has been processed," he said. "Naomi won't be able to interfere again." Ariana nodded. "Good." He hesitated. "Are you all right?" Ariana inhaled deeply. "No," she said quietly. "But I will be." He bowed his head and left her alone. Ariana looked at the city below. Millions of lights, millions of dreams, millions of people fighting battles no one else could see. And she whispered the lesson she hoped the world would hear. They will underestimate you. They will doubt you. They will betray you. But they cannot stop what was built from fire. Ariana turned to leave the rooftop when her lead security officer sprinted through the doors, breathless. "Ma'am," he panted, "you need to see this immediately." Ariana stiffened. "What is it?" He handed her a tablet. A live news feed played. Breaking news. Titan Global CEO under federal investigation. Sources claim internal whistleblower has provided damaging evidence. Ariana's face hardened. "Who leaked this?" The officer swallowed. We think it came from inside the board." Ariana's jaw clenched. The betrayal wasn't over. Naomi wasn't the only snake. And some snake, someone smarter, had struck the moment Naomi fell. The officer lowered his voice. "There's more, ma'am. We traced the first leak, and it came from someone with top-level access." Ariana's eyes widened. "Who?" The officer whispered. "Victor Hale." Ariana's entire expression shifted. The war wasn't over. It had just begun. She handed back the tablet and walked toward the elevator, voice cold as ice. "Prepare everything," she said. "If Hale wants war." She pressed the elevator button. "Then I'll end his entire kingdom." The doors slid shut. Make sure you say this in your video narration. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful stories. Your engagement helps the next part reach more people who need these lessons. Stay tuned. The war at Titan Global has just begun.